Welcome to this tutorial. I'm Mrs. Duffy and today I'm going to show you how to create this jigsaw puzzle in Adobe Illustrator. And what I've done here is I've brought it over into Photoshop so I can do some further editing on it. So to get started you will need to open Adobe Illustrator. Here is the jigsaw puzzle that I've just created. To get started we need to create a new file, so we will go File and New from the menu, and let's start with a canvas which is 1000 pixels by 600, and go Create. Make sure you're working in the same workspace that I am. Come up to Window and then you'll go up to Workspace. Unfortunately you can't see it, and make sure that you have got selected Essentials. Right, now we've got the same workspace. You should see the layers on the right, which is really important. We're going to use layers and properties. We'll be using those. I'm going to be using this toolbar here as well, many of these tools. Now to get started we're going to start with a rectangle tool. So coming down to your on your toolbar here. Now you could see any of these tools depending on who the last user, on what tool they use. So we're going to use the rectangle tool and then just click somewhere near the top left hand corner, not right in the corner but somewhere near there. Just click once and then we're going to create a rectangle with a width of 600 and a height of 400, and then click OK. That's created my rectangle. Now what we need to do is we've got our rectangle, we go up to Object on our menu and then go down to Path and then go down to Split into Grid. We're going to divide this exercise into 6 puzzle pieces, so 6 portions of this rectangle. We'll make that 2 rows and 3 columns. So do that now. If you need to, pause this video regularly so you can keep up and then go OK. Right, we've got 6 pieces now. Now what we need to do is to create those joining parts for each jigsaw piece, because it's pretty ordinary at the moment. We've only got a rectangle, these squares, rectangles. So on the rectangle tool, do a right click and select the ellipse tool. Now somewhere on your drawing space here on your board, click and drag and draw a shape for your puzzle piece. So not too large, and you can do a perfect circle, but I suggest it's a little bit more of an oval. Release and then use the selection tool or V on your keyboard and then drag it up a little bit so it's not sitting right on the line, it's not sitting centered. We want a little bit of this shape here so that it comes in like that. Right, once we've got one in position, then hold down Alt on your keyboard, click on the object, hold down the mouse and then drag it. I'm going to drag it over here now, and this time I'm just going to put it rather mostly below the line. Alt again, click on the object and then drag to create another one and then draw that. Now it doesn't have to be centered on that line either, so you can do it anywhere on that line. And this is your jigsaw puzzle, so yours is going to be quite original. And then release. Now we're going to want another copy of that, so Alt, select and drag somewhere up here. Now what we need to do is to turn this, or we could draw a new one, but if we just bring our mouse up to a corner there, you'll see the little arched arrow, and if you click you should be able to drag and turn that. Okay, once we've done that, let's move it over into position so you can have it here, here, you can have it like that. So just decide where you want to put it. I might put it over a little bit actually. Hold down Alt on your keyboard again and drag into position, Alt, drag, another one, and then another one. So I've got one on each of those inside edges. The next step is we need to select all of these pieces, because at the moment we've got 6 squares and we've got all these ovals. So top left hand corner, just in the white space there, just click with your mouse, drag down to the right, bottom right, and then release. That has selected all the objects, and now we're going to use a new tool, and that tool is over here called the Shape Builder tool. So click on that once and then come over here. Now as I hover over these pieces, you'll see that it goes, like, fills it in with a bit of a pattern. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click and then drag, and you can see where the line is taking me. What this is going to do is it's going to join these 2 pieces. Now it's made this one piece. So decide which piece you want to join. So I'm going to, if I did this one and click and then drag and bring it down to here, that's not quite what I want. So I can go Control Z on my keyboard and that will just undo that. So let's do that again. Click. Oh, I've already done that one. Let's come down to the next piece. Click and then drag it up. Click. Oops, I didn't want to do that one. Control Z. Click, drag, and click and drag, click and drag, until you've got all of these pieces joined in a fashion that you're happy with. Great. Now what we need to do is call this our background layer. So over here in the layers panel, double click on where it says layer 1 and let's call that BG for background and press enter. The next step is we're going to need a new layer for each puzzle piece. So in the bottom right hand corner here, and I'll just make sure that you can see that. Bottom right hand corner there is a little icon, a little plus icon. Click on that 6 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let's rename each of these. So the first one is going to be P1 for piece 1, and the next one P2, and so on. So just do that, and then we'll get to the next step. And it's really important to name these so that we can organise ourselves and keep track of each piece and what we're doing with them. Right, so once we've renamed all of those, what we want to do next is to lock all of those layers. And it just helps us with organising ourselves so we don't get too confused. Well, it can make it a little bit confusing. You will have to really pay attention to these steps. But for now, we'll have those locked. Now, come over here to File on the menu and then come down to Place. Now, yours might say Place Embed. Click on Place and then we'll find the image. Now, your teacher will have given you this image, flower.jpg. You can, of course, use other images at this stage for this experiment, but I find it a good idea just to stick with something uniform, and we don't have to worry about trying to find an image. We've got one. Place it into your document. So we just bring it up here to the top right corner. We'll anchor it there. Now, this is way too big, but that's easy. We can resize it. So what we do is come up to Properties now in the top right hand corner, and we'll resize that. So the width will now be, we'll call that 800. So if I double click on that, we'll make that width 800. Sorry, 600. What am I doing? 600 by 400. Okay, it's not lined up where we want it, so we can use the keyboard so long as we're on the right layer. So we've got this layer selected, got the image selected. Now we can use our arrows to line that up. Now once we're comfortable with where that image is sitting, we're going to select it and we're going to actually cut it. So we'll go, you can use your keyboard, Control X to cut that image, or you can go up to Edit and Cut. So Control X is a very easy shortcut. Then what we need to do is to go up to each of these layers, and this is a really important step, is to paste it, but we're going to paste it to back. So it's really important, this step. So I've got now P1 selected, and I come up to edit and paste in back, or you can use the shortcut Control B on your keyboard. Lock it again, go to the next piece layer, and again paste that in. Lock it, go to the next layer and paste it in to the back, so Control B. Do that with the next one, Control B. Once you've done that, because you can see all these copies of the same image there, make sure we're all locked, we can hide them then. We don't need to see them at the moment. We're back to this. So being on background layer now, so make sure we're on the background layer and we can see this. Come over to the first piece and we'll make this P1, piece 1. So what we're going to do here is you need to cut this piece, so Control X to pick it up. Now come over to P1 layer. We need to now see that layer and we need to unlock it, and then we're going to paste it to front, and that's an important step. So you can go to edit and paste in front, or you can use the keyboard shortcut command, and that is Control F. Now at this stage where we've got this piece selected, hold down the Shift key on your keyboard and select the image, release the Shift key, right click, and then select Clipping Mask. Now we need to lock that layer, and we don't need to see it anymore either, so we'll just hide that. If you look closely over here, you can see that that one has been snipped and the ones at the top have not. So it's just a quick redirector. Okay, go back to the first layer, select the next piece, the one that we're going to call piece 2, and we're going to cut that one as well. So Control X, come up to layer 2, we need to now see it and we need to unlock it, and we need to paste in front. So Control F, hold down your Shift key and then select the image, right click, and then make Clipping Mask. So you're going to repeat this for each of these pieces until we've got no pieces left. Come back to the background layer, select that piece, Control X, go up to P3 layer, reveal it, unlock it, and then Control F, we paste it in front, hold down your Shift key, select the image, right click, and then make a Clipping Mask. Lock it, hide it, come back to that bottom layer. If you've got the hang of it now and you can remember these steps, by all means go and do that. I'm going to pause the video now and I'll complete that and I'll come back. So we're finished doing that now. We don't need this background layer anymore, so we can get rid of that. With it selected, come down here and then delete it. You can't see anything at the moment, so what we're going to do is reveal each of these images, like so. So we've got all our pieces. What we need to do now is to simply bring it over to Photoshop, and then we can start editing our image. So, File on the menu, Export, Export As, and then we're going to select from the drop-down menu, Photoshop, and let's call it Jigsaw. Now I'm going to call it Jigsaw 2 because this is my second version of it. Click on Export, and just basically you can check these over. We want RGB mode, we want a resolution of, well, for your project you're going to need 300. For this, 150 will be ample, and then we can just go OK. Now we can come over to Photoshop. So I have Photoshop open here, and I'll just go File and Open. And I'll just get to that folder. My Jigsaw 2, open, and there it is. Now over here under the layers, I'll just see if I can break that up a bit more, won't let me. which I don't need these, so I might get rid of that. Drag that up. Okay, so we've got each of these layers here for our jigsaw puzzle. It's got 2 P4s. I must have done that wrong on the other end. Okay, so this one, we'll start with the P5 then, which is actually P6. So double click on the icon there, or the thumbnail of it, and come over here to bevel and emboss, and you should be able to see straight away that it's actually embossed that piece. Now you can experiment with these settings, and there are many settings there that you can do, including textures. You can add a texture to it. There's many there to choose from, or add a contour to it. So there's some different settings there that you can experiment, but for now we basically want to just add that bevel to it and go OK. So we've got this this piece selected. Now what we want to do is to turn it. So we'll go up to Edit on our menu and come down to Transform, and we want to rotate it. Come up here to the top right hand corner, click, and then just drag, and you'll move that piece around. Now you'll probably want to move it off the canvas, and we can drag it off like that, but now we're actually losing a piece of it. So what we can do here in Photoshop, and I'm happy with that, so I'll click on the tick. What I'll do is I'm going to increase the canvas size, and that's really easy to do. So we go up to Image on our menu, come down to Canvas Size, and let's just make that larger. So we'll give it a width now of, say, 1500. And a width of 1000, and then you can see more of it. Okay, so there is your jigsaw puzzle that you can now use in your project. That is a experiment one. So with your project, I would suggest you limit yourself to, say, 20 or an absolute maximum 30 pieces of jigsaw, because you can see how time consuming this is. Of course, the more pieces, the smaller they're going to be. And it is a lot of fun, but it is time consuming. You need to factor that in to your time management that you have, the time that you have in class to work on your project. So I hope you enjoyed this exercise.